profile. We're starting off with the starter, Machining Willoughby. The reason this is the starter instead of something else is because it runs off the effects of the main grade 3s.
So much better than the ant.
Oh, definitely. Machining Stag Beetle and Machining Scorpion Mark II. Explain it later. 4 heals, obviously, for the triggers. Running 2 draws, just cause. The deck does not have a whole lot of draw power, and it's just kind of funny whenever you hit them.
True.
Running 4 Machining Firefly Crit, because this also runs off the effects of the main grade 3s. They'll call something out at rest. You lay this down on rear guard, counterblast 1, stand that rear guard, stone one of your opponent's rear guard so it does not stand during your opponent's next stand phase, unless they have an ability that stands it. Then 6 Machining Cicadas, because crits, this isn't a very fast deck, it's more meant to slow the opponent down to where you can kill them. You are capable of blitzing them for the win, but it's more designed to last out. And this makes for a decent rear guard for at least 1 turn. It's a 7k booster minimum, as long as you have 1 thing in the soul.
That is machining.
That is machining, yes. And you can run as many of them as you want. You could run 16. Then we're going to be going to the grade 1s. We're starting off with Machining Kakaius. I run 3 due to his effect, and he's kind of a weak booster. More than, if you run a set, it's just kind of pointless, and it uses up space for something you could use that's better. If he's boosting an attack that hits, stun a rear guard. I run 3 Machining Mosquito for the effect of when he's placed on rear guard, you have the chance to soul charge, or vanguard if he's placed on vanguard, which helps with the main grade 3s getting enough soul, which is a problem if you don't. Then the next grade 1 is Machining Hornet. When he's placed on rear guard or vanguard, if you have Machining and Soul, he gets plus 3,000. So good 10k beater or 10k booster for a turn. 4 Paralyzed Madonna, because perfect guards. Kinda need them. You could run 1 Quintet Wall if you want.
But no point to.
There's not really a point, but you can. Then we go to the grade 2s. Running 2 Machining Armor Beetle, because of the effect of you can put one of your guards into the soul, which helps for the soul effects of the deck, and it also has the chance to stun one of your opponent's rear guards. Then we're running 4 Machining Hornet Mark II, because of his effect when he's placed on rear guard. If you're in Legion, you can stun one of your opponent's rear guards, and on top of that, it's also another, since we're running Machining Scorpion Mark II, it has 2 different mates, so yeah. Then we go to the other mate, Machining Mosquito Mark II. Its effect is pretty good.
I just want to know that I'm winning.
As long as you have Machining Vanguard, whenever it attacks and it hits a Vanguard,
I guard this.
if it does hit, you can stand another rear guard up, stone one of your opponent's rear guards, and swing again. It makes for a really good combo on rear guard if you have one over here and one over here, because it means attack, hits, well, attack, block, attack, hits, stand this one, swing again, it hits, stand, swing again. So, 5 rear guard attacks. Then we go to the last one. It's more of a space filler right now, because running too much soul charging or too much stuff that puts stuff in the soul kind of depletes your field and depletes your deck. So we're running 2 12k beaters. Now to the main grade 3s. Machining Stag Beetle, I run 4 due to he gets a large power boost off of calling stuff from the soul, as long as it has Machining Gun's card name. This is from Yu-Gi-Oh! That's Pepe.
It's pee-pee.
Come on, Tro, stop talking about your pee-pee.
And he's good for filling out a field, and that's why we run Machining Willoughby to combo off of him. Standard rear guard, he gets plus 3,000, so you at least have some decent rear guard attacks. And then to the next grade 3, Machining Scorpion Mark II. Its effect is Counterblast 1, ditch either one of the units on the Vanguard, summon 3 things from your soul that have Machining in its card name, gets the power of all of them, or the base power of all of them. And the starter also works off of him, and you can activate his other effect, which is put a Machining into the soul. Put a Machining into the soul, stand a rear guard, stun one of your opponent's rear guards, and it helps for filling out a field quite well. Then to the Stride Zone, Machining is shorter. His effect is if you have essentially a full field, stun the Vanguard and stun a rear guard for 1 Machining Counterblast, and if you have a Heart with Machining its name, It's honestly the best strike to go with any machining deck. That's why he's like 20 bucks right now. Then the other option is to run Poison Spear, Mutant Deity, Paraspear. Effect: rest your whole opponent's field. He gets plus 5,000 if your opponent has 3 or more units at rest, and it also draws a card. So good hand advantage. It's more or less optional to run the next guy. I suggest running like 4 of him; it'd be better. But this one's just more or less if you don't have the field for it, and you know your opponent can't block, straight into him. He's a persona, and he's just kind of funny when he does hit, because your opponent is not able to stand their Vanguard during the next stand phase or ride over it, as long as you have 2 counterblast and you can hit. That's the deck profile.